Meghan Markle's emotional reaction to Tina Brown's sharp criticism has once again thrust her into the limelight, revealing both vulnerabilities and contradictions in her public persona. The former Vanity Fair editor's recent commentary, which labeled Meghan as problematic and suggested flaws in her strategies post-royal departure, has reportedly left Meghan deeply unsettled. This reaction is particularly notable given Brown's close professional association with Princess Diana, a figure who Meghan has often been compared to, and whom she seems to consciously emulate. Brown's comments have weight not just because of her media expertise, but due to her first-hand experience chronicling the life and struggles of Diana. By calling Meghan's approaches into question, Brown tapped into an ongoing debate. Is Meghan's attempt to carry Diana's mantle sincere or opportunistic? For Meghan, this critique hit especially hard, as it came from someone she reportedly admired for her knowledge of Diana. The Duchess of Sussex has long portrayed herself as a modern-day Diana, aligning herself with humanitarian causes and showcasing a wardrobe that draws deliberate parallels to Diana's style choices. However, this association has been fraught with contention. Critics argue that while Meghan seeks to evoke Diana's legacy, her actions sometimes lack the profound resonance and consistency Diana demonstrated throughout her life. Meghan's apparent distress over Brown's remarks stands in sharp contrast to her past behavior, which has often been described as dismissive or even combative when challenged. This discrepancy is highlighted by the persistent allegations of bullying lodged against her during her time as a working royal, painting a picture of a figure who struggles to balance public relations with private conduct. Prince Harry's response in all this has been one of steadfast support. The prince, who has spent much of his life coping with the loss of his mother and the public's relentless scrutiny, is naturally sympathetic to Meghan's reaction to Brown's critique. Yet, Harry's involvement also adds layers to the narrative. His relationship with Meghan is intertwined with his lifelong journey to reconcile his trauma from Diana's tragic death and his complicated relationship with the media. His role as Meghan's unwavering partner reinforces the idea that he, too, sees her in Diana's light, a woman misunderstood by the public and mistreated by the press. However, Meghan's sensitivity to criticism stands in contrast to how she has navigated other accusations. The public has seen a version of Meghan that insists on resilience, one that challenges negative press with defiance and legal action. This time, though, her emotional response reveals a different side, one that appears more affected by negative perceptions than previously shown. This shift raises questions about how Meghan processes critiques and whether she is prepared to focus on demonstrating substantive achievements instead of allowing emotional responses to define her public engagements. Adding further gravity to the situation is Tina Brown's influence as an authoritative voice on royal matters. Brown's seasoned perspective lends legitimacy to her remarks, making it difficult for Meghan to dismiss them as mere tabloid noise. This backdrop sets the stage for intense scrutiny over Meghan's next steps. Public figures, especially those with complex histories like Meghan's, are often defined not just by their actions but by how they respond to adversity. Her reported emotional reaction to Brown's critique could be seen as a vulnerability, a window into her struggle with a world that has often seemed eager to pull her down. What complicates this further is the public's divided view on Meghan's position. While some sympathize with her as a woman facing relentless public pressure, others see her response as an incongruity given her history. Allegations of Meghan's harsh treatment of staff and reports suggesting a difficult demeanor have circulated since her time as a senior royal. This history casts a shadow over her claims of being a victim of harsh media treatment. It leads some to question the sincerity behind her responses and whether her emotional reactions are a calculated attempt to garner sympathy or a genuine manifestation of distress. The discussion surrounding Meghan's handling of public perception goes beyond her individual experience. It underscores a broader issue faced by many modern public figures: how to balance authenticity with the need for control over one's image. Meghan's predicament illustrates the challenges inherent in transitioning from a member of the British royal family, where public narratives can be tightly managed, to an independent celebrity figure navigating a more volatile media landscape. The freedom she sought when stepping back from royal duties has come with a cost: heightened expectations of transparency and accountability that can be hard to meet. For Meghan, the path forward might require a shift in strategy. Instead of focusing on reactions to critiques, she could benefit from demonstrating clear and impactful successes in her post-royal career. Calls for action in this vein have suggested that Meghan needs to prove herself through tangible results rather than emotional responses. Showcasing achievements, whether in philanthropy, media ventures, or advocacy, could help reshape her narrative and offer a counterbalance to the criticism she faces. Prince Harry's involvement also brings attention to how their partnership operates under public scrutiny. His presence as Meghan's steadfast supporter underscores the deep bond they share, but also reflects on his own challenges in distancing himself from the haunting legacy of his mother. Harry's protective stance can be seen as a reflection of his determination not to let history repeat itself. Yet, it may also complicate their efforts to move beyond the shadow of Diana's memory and create an independent legacy defined by their contributions rather than by constant comparisons. Tina Brown's critique and Meghan's subsequent emotional reaction provide a microcosm of the challenges faced by the Sussexes as they continue to navigate a post-royal existence filled with both opportunity and pitfalls. The sharp reminder from Brown is a call for Meghan to focus on producing substantive outcomes. It emphasizes the need for a shift from symbolic gestures to lasting, impactful achievements. The next chapter for Meghan will likely determine whether she can step out of Diana's shadow and create her own narrative, one based on accomplishments that speak louder than any critique or defense ever could.